Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, the Smith of the Black channel here at Ticker Talker, and we got a little bit of conflict, but it's a Wednesday, so that told us exactly where we wanted to be. Earl Pit, but we'll get to that in a second. So what I mean by the conflict here, SPY is still an inside month, right? So still tight, and we thought we might get something out of them yesterday. So you can see here now it goes two down, two back up here by taking out the low and then taking out the high. And on the week, took out yesterday's low, last week's lows, but now starting to fight back here a little bit. So if you take a look at the 15-minute here, this is what we're looking on the opening. So you can see the gap, slight gap up here, the inside bar, and there's your two up inside reversal down on the 15. Right now, if that works, if you go to a 30-minute, you're going to see this: two up, two down, 30-minute, come in and fill this gap, right? Then you're going to go two down, inside 30 and back up, and then these bars become an outside bar of the original bar, you see? So there's ways to trade around this and do what you got to do. Also just had the inside 60 here. And so this is a two up, but it's red, which means you had corrective activity, right? Then you go inside, and boom, there's your buy right here. Where's it going, Rob? Going to take these guys out, which it did. How far it's going to go after that, whole nother story. Because you can look at across the board here and say, okay, well, what about the Qs? They're inside 62. I'm like, they are, but they stayed inside day, right? Qs lagging here significantly. So this could continue to be interesting because of what we know about the weekly here. It's two up, two down. And the SMH, that monthly, right? Still two up, two down. Now it's coming back a little bit today, but you got a lot of month left, right? So anytime this goes two back down and goes back into full time frame kind of the downside, that's something I'd want to know about. And so one of the things they talk about here oftentimes is the gap list. And if you look at General Motors, General Motors, okay, so Motors gaps up, and you can see it was almost blood red yesterday, so it's kicker pattern variation, if you will. And so if we go to the 15, you're going to see this. You're going to see the inside 15, just like the SPY. Boom, then down, the slight lower low, right? That's key because we know outside bars exist. So when this 15 goes two down, two up, we're looking to go all the way back up and take out the highs. And these become an outside bar of all that, you see? And then as it goes higher with the SPY, inside 60, where's it going, Rob? We're going to take these guys out, which it did. So there's Motors. And then something like MRCY, when I talk about staying on 30s and 60s, here, this takes an hour to set up, gaps down, comes back up, and then here, boom, two down, two up, reversal over 55.90, and there you are, 59, not bad. So it's Wednesday, which means crude oil, and crude oil here now inside on the 60, outside inside 60. The key here is that it didn't tank, right? And that's kind of what they're worried about. But you got most of them because we know what we're looking for in XLE from the weekend video is this here on the month. Two up by taking out the high, two down by taking out the low, and then breaking above here on the XLE above 51.28. We are there now, and now we're looking for these 2 months to become an outside month of that if we're lucky. We know oil stalls out a lot, but now we've got our signal. And if you go to OIH here, two up, two down, and boom, reversal, 2-2 reversal over 197.49. You're there. Nice little move you got there, Rob. Thank you. So that tells us, I mean, pretty much look at them all and see who else is doing that. Because what this means is we potentially get the simultaneous break. If all of the oils go 2-2 reversal to the month, that's something I'd want to know about. We talked about it in the weekend vid here. So Chevron, you can see that two up, two down, two up, over 107.65. You can go to Exxon here, two up, two down, boop, over 59.48. It's there. You go to Conoco. Two up, two down, right there, over 54.49. You're there. So you can see how many you can line up. And when you have something like this, you can go after them all. EOG, I think it's just inside month. How about the PXD? PXD still sitting there. It could use a little more of an oomph. But two up, two down, two up, over 164.78. So it's just kind of sitting right around there. Now you've got your inside 60. How's Amarada Hess? Emirata Hess. And that's just directional too, still going. But you get the idea. And then we can go down to subgroups of like the OIH is going to be slob, and that's doing it 2 up, 2 down. Halliburton, and getting there. Halliburton, what do you need here? Halliburton needs 22. So what's Halliburton needs to get this thing going to help that OIH. Then if you go to the refiners, we know about MPC. It's also inside month to the upside. And then if you look at the percentage gainers list, you're going to see OII here. And there's your 2 up, 2 down, and 2 up, and having a real nice day is OII. So Wednesday's energy day. And then when we had the Dow Jones Diamonds with that SPY, take the inside 60 up, all right? Now we know it's been stuck here in the week, but it's taken last week's highs out, right? That's something I'd want to know about, especially when I've got something like CAT, which comes up to take out the inside month here in the lower middle, right? It did. So we'll see what more comes of that. We had some strength in Northrop Grumman, and it was pretty exclusive to Northrop Grumman because you've had like LMT back off a little bit, and General Dynamics backing off a little bit. But Northrop Grumman has been the one here, and this is what we look for here: the outside weak to the upside, 3-2. Why? Because this sell-off here was being rejected and turned into an outside bar. When it continues here, that rejection is still continuing. If this was a 2-week chart, this would be an outside 2-weeker. See? And you've got some more room here to see if we can get it up to the all-time highs. If we go to Whirlpool, and Whirlpool, just here, the inside weak to the upside, hits its magnitude by taking that out, but and it stalls out a bit. We'll see if that sets up again. If we go to Snap on SNA, and SNA just an inside weak to the upside, hits its magnitude by going into the highs. So we'll see how far that goes if it sets up again, but it is inside weak and up. And that tells us to look at SWK. How you doing, buddy? And ooh, nice little spiker there if that's right. Yeah, it looks like a bad tick. Oh well. So we'll see. If we go to RHE. RHE, nice little gapper from a couple of days ago. And so once again, just like those monthly charts I just showed you with the energies, this is a 2 up by taking out the previous high. This slightly takes out the low. Boom, when it takes this out, these two become an outside bar of that, you see? And then let's say it's going up here and you miss that. You just wait for it on the 30-minute right here. 2 up, 2 down by taking out the low. Boom, and you caught this nice 30 here. What's that, 19 come 27 in half an hour? Not bad. If we go to another thing that you can see when you're looking through here is what kind of themes are they doing as far as sector or subsector, and we're seeing some chemicals, LOIB, Lyondell, chems getting bought, and that's an inside week to the upside and month to the upside with a little bit more to go on that month to try and take that out. If you look at Eastman Chemical, EMN, here, and once again, inside month to the upside and still going. Now you get a little triangle out in here. We'll see if that sets up again. Looks like here was your nice inside 30 to go after there. If you go to Dow, and Dow, also inside week to the upside, inside month to the upside, and then DuPont. Oops. And DuPont also taking the inside month to the upside, so chemicals. Also a little bit of the regional banks, KRE, keeping an eye on this as it's working that inside month to the upside over 70.06. It's there now. So a little bit like Northern Trust here, just blasting into the highs. We'll see an SIVB Bank and coming up here and see this. This is what we call triangle out on the daily. See these? This yesterday took out all these guys, stop them out, and then boom, 2 down, 2 up on the day. Right, that's still good so far. We go to PNC, and PNC just ripping into the high, so we'll see how that goes. We also still buying in the steels. Nucor, letter X, little X is kind of floundering. STLD, still having some nice days over there. If we go to PKI, And PKI, this is exactly what you look for. Blood red day into recent lows, gap up, boom, through the previous range. Real nice, because that's going to cause the outside week and the outside month, if that works, and it did. So we'll see if that sets up again. On the downside, they're dumping some utilities. And utilities having a day here. As you can see, that blood red gives you the outside week. Things like Peggy getting hit pretty hard here, and you can see that, and you just go across the board. How about AEP? Not so bad. Dominion. Yeah, Dominion getting hit. You can see they come down and hit this stuff. So this, you can see this slight higher high on the daily up in here. And then boom, 2-2 reversal yesterday, and then boom, magnitude. These three become an outside bar of all this, you see, and that gives you the outside week. So right now, trying to recover off the 60 a little bit. We'll see if they keep hitting the Utes. And some of the big boys not participating is, the Q's sitting there and doing nothing, and Amazon still inside day, but you can see this dropping towards the lows. So Amazon's still having some issues here. You can see that Roku here, taking out yesterday's lows. That's something I'd want to know about, because you've got your inside month and down here, right? We know that. You got the market in general rallying back, but if you're long Roku, boom, you're toast, and we know you are once we take out yesterday's lows, right? Because you got what you wanted. Market rallied back a bit, but your stock, not so much. If we go to TTD, not participating either here. Still handling an inside day, but getting there. But we're just going to keep an eye on that, because we know this weekly is a 2 up, 2 down, and we're working to trigger this inside month to the downside below 639.30 to really get this thing going. So you got some room on that, but we'll see how that goes. We also have, well, let's look at the SMH. So the SMH now just kind of sitting there, right? And that SMH, if we can get the Qs tomorrow to go inside and down and then take this 2-2 back down, we'll be right back in all these guys that were selling off Monday and half of yesterday. SMH starting to give it up a little bit. And then you get some of those reversals like Corvo, which is in the vid last night. And it was a nice little hammer. Here's your broadening formation, but now you can see him starting to back off a little bit, with the Qs obviously weaker than everything else. Going RevStrat 60 right now. Here, still stuck in the inside day, but we can expect these reversals. Inside, slight higher high, boom, takes out that low. That's a 1-2-2 RevStrat. But if you get stuck in this mother bar, the magnitude's only to take this out, right? These two become an outside bar of that. You hope it gets worse, but that's all it is. There's also Peloton having some problems here, folks. And Peloton got some bad news, and inside month to the downside. So we'll see if that continues. I think it had a nice 15-minute right here, inside 15. So if you missed the initial dumper, there was your inside 15. Then here, if you call this triangle out, when you wait for the pop back up, here's your corrective activity, 2-2 reversal, 2 continuation. Boom, right now, 2 up, 2 down. Now take her to the lows, boys. If we go to VRSK, and VRSK, this is what we call the pivot machine gun. This on a weekly basis, and if that works, it's going to take out that low on the month. But right here, the inside week pokes up, goes 3, and then take all these guys out, right? Because anybody who bought in these weeks going to be stopped here, 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 here. Boom, take them out. Look at this, creeper, jeepers creepers, and then bam, slam them. See if there's anything more to that. If we go to ePay, and ePay having some issues on a gapper here, so just kind of walking it down. But once again, this is how you get in on these creepers. Wait for them to have that corrective activity, 2 up, and then boom, 2 right back down, and there you're in, and let her do her thing. If we go to DXCM, and DXCM, you can just see this gap and go still working down here. Looks like I'm running out of time again, and if that works, right, this didn't quite take out last week's lows last week. So it's a 2 up, and then boom, finish them off and come back through here, and hopefully that triggers the 2 down month below 361.01. You're getting closer on that. So like I said, we might dry up here a little bit with some inside days, but going back and forth, you want to make sure you're watching the sectors, and you want to make real sure that you're keeping track of each new hour. And so, let's see, we have one last one for you. Baidu just starting to get hit here a little bit. And so Baidu's still inside month and down, still inside week and down. All right. And then if you go to your 60, what are you going to see here? Inside 60 down, back through previous range, full time frame continuity. The downside, you got a 60 monthly and weekly signal on Baidu. All right, it's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith, the Smith the Black Channel here at Ticker Talk with Strat Time Report.